I got started in automotive selling. I was in Waukesha, Wisconsin. I remember interviewing with my girlfriend's dad. He had a couple jobs available, parts driver job. It was summertime, 1986, so a year after you started. This is around May. And, I could see myself driving that parts truck, Russ, whatever the hourly was and the windows are down. I thought I could do that. And he said, I want you to fill out this profile, describe yourself as best you can. And so it was a disc, Performax, right? Dominance, influence, steadiness, compliance. I didn't know, but I did. He said, look, I'm going to get back with you tomorrow. Come on back. I came back. He said, well, good news, bad news. He said, the bad news is the parts driver job is filled. The good news is you have a career in sales. And it was like the wind was let out of my balloon. I really didn't see myself telling. He said, look, he said, just how you think of people and how you look at people. He said, you won't maybe be exactly like some of your peers. He said, but you have the ability to listen and fill people's needs. And he said, I think if you use that, you'll do well. And I thought, well, Honda store, mid 80s. I thought, I could do this. He said, oh no, I could never have you work here. He said, you got to go interview with Jim Garvey at the Dodge store. And so obviously I knew where I stood with Bob at the time. So I go interview with Jim Garvey and ended up getting the job there after a couple of interviews. And, there's probably more to that story, but I started in sales and I worked my way through management. And a few years later, I had my first company and was doing work with Russ Darrow Group.
Yes.
Director of operations and training for Russ Darrow. And then that kind of evolved into what eventually would become Traver Technologies. So, yeah.